Hello and welcome to another episode of Literary Gladiators, the show where we discuss and debate literature in all of its forms. If it's written work, it's game. Let's meet the panel.
I am Casey.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Josh, and today we are going over a play.
Yay,
going over Luigi Pirandello for the very first time. And I'm referring to this collection of one-act plays, and the play in particular we are going to be discussing is The Imbecile. This is my first exploration, and after reading this, I do want to read more of Pirandello's plays. This play in particular has to do with Luca Fazio. He's in a waiting room waiting to speak to Leopoldo Peroni, who is the editor of the Republican Sentinel of Costanova, but he is also the head of the local branch of party and offices of the particular newspaper. When a suicide takes place, he begins to mock the circumstance, and he felt that the way that he went about offing himself made him an imbecile. But then when Luca Fazio comes in, he confronts him on that and then puts him in a corner. My discussion starter has to do with the strength of the character. What were your thoughts about the strength of these characters, and does background have anything to do with it, historical background?
Does the title give it away?
What year again was this written?
1922.
I mean, I don't know that I can answer that, because the only thing I remember about reading this play is I was shocked to see that the problems they had in Italy in 1920 with politicians is the same problem we're still having today. That nothing really changed that. I mean, as far as you said, the thing that really caught me off guard was a statement that, I can't remember his name, the politician said he shouldn't have just killed himself. He should have killed someone else and then killed himself. Mm-hmm. And then when he's in that same boat, he now finds it wrong. And it's like, but you just got finished saying you wanted that done.
I think he was clear. He was a hypocrite from the get-go.
But that's my thing, is that to this day, that he was politicians are still that way. But,
Luca Fazio was pretty wise. A bit eccentric, but still very wise.
I don't know that any of I could say anything were. I guess the one guy who was ready to...
Everything clever actually is better than wise.
I mean, I wouldn't say strength, but the one guy who was... Because I guess he was sick, so he was dying anyway. So he was ready to kill the politician and then kill himself. I mean, I guess you can say that's strength. I don't know that any of them had strength.
Mazzarini.
I don't know that any of them had strength, because they all knew something was wrong, but no one wanted to do what was right. They wanted to do wrong to cover the wrong. If that makes sense.
And the reporters were just covering their hides themselves.
Yeah. Well, they're just doing their job.
Well, the media blows everything out of proportion. I was always taught there's three sides to every single story. One side, the other side, and the truth is somewhere in there. Gotta find it. Gotta hunt for it. Sometimes it's right there, sometimes you gotta look for it.
As far as the direction that Italy was taking, it would ultimately come to a head when Benito Mussolini became the dictator, the fascist dictator.
And in other words, he was a word I can't say on camera.
His own people really spoke out. They went after him on that fact that you shoot him and then hang his body upside down.
But I would say the writer was probably frustrated in writing that with.
Yes, I think that this was written with the act of frustration, and Luca Fazio is that emotion of somebody coming to a head. Just that the interaction between each of them, I think that you can feel the sleaze of Peroni. Had the salesman just looking to get in and have a quick word. It was very brief, but at the same time, it was very memorable. It carried a lot, and a lot to think about, too.
I had to read it within an hour. I told you I found a copy of it online called Free Library something, but you only have it for an hour.
Oh.
So I was like rushing to read it, but it did take an hour.
You can finish this very quickly.
But I don't know, I was just like, wow, this is still happening today. Like nothing, no one learned a lesson.
History is repeating itself.
The only difference is the media has more technology and they're armed with more tools to help their case.
I've heard this same statement my whole life. The media, they blow everything into it. They make a mountain out of a molehill. They make a piece of sand look into a sand castle. Yeah, that's their job, but it's also not their job. One would think the media is supposed to report the news, strictly the news or whatnot. That's it. Nothing more. They don't. Most of, 9 times out of 10, they're not. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Except, I like pork chops.
I would like to see it produced.
That would be quite something to check it, because I think that Pirandello does a great job laying things out.
Yeah,
And
well, that was the main reason. I
Yeah.
couldn't necessarily see them, like, from where they're coming in, entering, and exiting, where this one's sitting, where this chair is. Like, I would like to see someone do this.
Arthur Miller is similar with the way that him and even Tennessee Williams, but I think about The Crucible by Arthur Miller and the way that he lays it out. The only difference is with Miller, he's also incorporating historical information because of the heavy it's based on. Salem witch trials. It is the reenactment. As far as this is concerned, there's a great deal of attention that's paid to telling us who each person is, the way that actions are being dictated. I could see it playing out, but seeing it on the stage would also provide more of a good image. It's not like The Visit that we went over back in season 9. They provide detail for detail where they'll say that the car can pretty much be set up as 4 chairs on the stage. The way that this is being laid out is more like it's happening in real life as opposed to it's clearly happening on the stage.
Right.
It's not like there's this sense of the trees are being played by actors. In this case, it's something you're going to worry about when you're producing a play, not when this is being written.
Look, Mommy, I'm a tree.
Being read.
Imagine you could be a tree all your whole life. You get to be a tree.
Oh, if you wanted to play a tree in a reenactment of Friedrich Dürrenmatt's The Visit, then you'll have that chance. Already then. Any final thoughts?
It's a head scratcher.
Already, it's definitely something I want to read again, because I want to read just about everything in this collection.
Was he Irish?
Italian.
I'm kidding. Of course he's Italian.
Pirandello.
Pirandello. Yep.
Not O'Perry.
Oh no!
If you're interested in reading this and the other plays in this collection, here is my copy, published by Samuel French, Inc., which is now known as Concord Theatricals.
I like Concord Grape Jelly.
And I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this discussion. Be sure to join us next time on another episode of Literary Gladiators. For now, keep reading.
Hi everybody, this is Jessie from Literary Gladiators. Join us next time as we, the panel, Larry, myself, Rennie, and Josh, go over American Gods by Neil Gaiman. Very interesting discussion. We get to talk about Neil Gaiman again. We're big fans of him. Don't forget to support us on Patreon and keep reading.